Good morning students. I am Professor Poonam Gharge from College of Agriculture, Baramati. We have to learn in this semester the course GPB 243 and today I will going to discuss with you lecture number 1 from the same course, that is Introduction to Seed and Seed Technology. So first of all we want to know that is what is mean by seed. So seed is nothing but it is any plant part such as cutting, rhizome, graft, roots which is used for a propagation purpose or for a raising a new crop or which is used for a reproduction purpose. So all those plant parts are called as a seed. So seed is also known as a fertilized and ripened ovule which is having the ability to produce a new seedling. Or in botanically we called it is a matured integumented megasporangium. So the definition of seed is the seed is a ripened ovule which containing an embryo in arrested state of development with a food reserve and a protective layer, that is called as a seed coat. So your seed is nothing but it is a ripened ovule. It is matured, viable and fully ripened ovule which containing a embryo, okay, in the arrested state of development. So their growth is limited here and also having a food reserve in the form of either endosperm or cotyledon, and they are covered by a protective layer, that is the seed coat. So such a thing is known as a seed. Okay. So the seed in different crop, maybe sometimes they are single seeded fruit which is having only seed coat and pericarp fused together. So in case of cereals the seed is known as a caryopsis, while in case of sunflower, safflower we call it akens or chysoscarp in case of coriander and carrot. So seed is nothing but it is a any plant part, vegetative plant part or such a thing we can use for a sowing purpose or for a propagating purpose are known as a seed. Okay. So seed is a basic input for increasing crop yield per unit area. So seed is a very important thing. It is a basic or raw input in order to increase our agricultural production. So next point is types of seed. So the seed may be classified in various way. So there are various bases are given here. So first one is on the basis of methods of reproduction. So on the basis of methods of reproduction there are two types of seed, that is sexually produced seed and asexually or vegetatively reproduced seeds. Okay. So sexually produced seeds means in this category the botanically defined seeds which are included which develop from the ovule after fertilization, or the seed is developed by involving sexual method or a fusion of gamete and fertilization, while in asexually reproduced seeds other plant materials such as vegetative plant parts such as root, stem, leaf, etc. which is used to raise the next crop, which are also known as a seed, which include underground stems such as rhizome, corm, bulb, tuber, or subaerial stems such as runner, sucker, offset, stolon, leaves, bulbils, apomactic seeds, or sometimes it also involve artificial propagation, means root cuttings, stem cutting, budding, grafting, layering, etc. Then second one, on the basis of longevity of seed. So this classification is given by the scientist Avert. Okay, Avert in 1908. So he classified your seeds on the basis of longevity into three types, that is microbiotic seed, mesobiotic seed and macrobiotic seed. So microbiotic seed means what? The seeds of this category are short-lived, means their lifespan is below 3 years. So seeds of malvaceous and leguminous plants are involved in this category. Second type is mesobiotic seed. So the seeds which is having a age group 3 to 15 years are included in this category. Means we can store that seed in a good condition, or their embryo remain viable for minimum 3 years, maximum 15 years. So that will be comes under mesobiotic seed. Then third one is a macrobiotic seed. So the seeds remain viable for 15 to 100 years or sometimes more than that, are comes under this macrobiotic seeds. Okay. So seeds of lotus, they are found to be viable after more than 1000 years. So such a seeds comes under this macrobiotic seeds. Then next one, on the basis of storability. So this classification is given by the scientist Robert in 1973, and he classified your seeds as per their storage life into two types, that is orthodox seeds and recalcitrant seed. Okay. So as per storability there are two types, that is orthodox seed and recalcitrant seed. Okay. Okay, recalcitrant seed. So orthodox seeds means what? So the seeds which can be successfully dried to 5% or lower moisture level without lowering their viability and are able to tolerate freezing. So such a seeds we can store for a longer period comes under this orthodox group. While recalcitrant seed means what? The viability of these seeds drops drastically if their moisture content is reduced below 12 to 13% and they are unable to tolerate freezing temperature. So such a seeds present considerable difficulty in storage and they are having a short life cycle, or they are short lived. Okay, so seeds of many forest and fruit trees like coca, rubber, coconut, tea, coffee, citrus, mango, jackfruit are the examples of recalcitrant seeds. The next one, on the basis of cotyledon and endosperm, your seeds are divided into two types again. On the basis of number of cotyledon, we are having two types, that is monocotyledonous seed and dicotyledonous seed. Monocotyledonous means the seeds are having a single cotyledon, while dicotyledon means the seed having a two cotyledon. If you are going to split it, it will be produce a dal. So such a seeds comes under this dicotyledonous group. While on the basis of endosperm, there are again two types, albuminous seed and ex-albuminous seed, or endospermic and non-endospermic seed. So those seeds are having endosperm are called as albuminous or endospermic seed, while those are having they are not possessing endosperm, they are not having endosperm, they are called non-endospermic or ex-albuminous seed. Okay. Then on the basis of generation system, as per International Crop Improvement Association in 1946, they suggested and defined 4 classes of your improved seeds. So there are 4 types of your seeds on the basis of this generation system, that is nucleus seed, breeder seed, foundation seed and certified seed. Okay. The next point is concept of seed technology. So you know that not only in India but rather whole of the world is facing a serious problem of procuring food for the ever increasing population. And in order to achieve the food sufficiency or increase in food grain production, we have to be focused on agriculture research and development programs. So this food sufficiency we can achieve by either increasing the area under cultivation, but that is not possible nowadays because our agricultural land is converting into non-agricultural land day by day due to increased civilization or industrialization. So that we have another option, that is the increasing the yield per unit area. Okay, so yield may be increased either by adopting better agronomic practices or by developing plant types which are able to give more yield per unit area. There is again a limit of increasing the yield by using better agronomic practices. So growing high yielding varieties of crop plant only is a reliable and economical method. Okay. So in order to increase of agriculture production, the seed technology had a major role to play as the yield potential gained by the breeding can be distributed only through the seed. So for scientific seed production, the breeder's seed is obtained from a recognized source, and during seed production it is protected from all possible sources of contamination, and standard techniques of seed production are adopted. Therefore, this seed technology is having a very important role in our agriculture or our farming. So before starting with seed technology, you have to be able to distinguish between seed and grain. So distinguish between seed and grain is very important. So when we are calling it seed, so in strict sense, the embryo or a living organism which is embedded in this supporting or the food storage tissue is very important in case of seed technology. So seed pertains to material like seed, fruit or vegetatively propagating material which is meant for saving or for a planting purpose, where essential function of this is the reproduction. So the seed when scientifically produced, such as by following seed certification procedures, it is distinctly superior in terms of seed quality. While when we are saying grain, on the other hand, it includes your cereals, pulses which is meant for human consumption. Okay. So a basic difference between seed and grain is, when we called it seed, it is any plant part which is used for a propagation purpose such as cutting, rhizome, grafts, etc. called as seed, while the grain means final produce of grain crops which is used for a consumption purpose is known as grain. So seeds are treated with fungicide and pesticides, while grains are not treated with fungicide and pesticides. So in case of seed, embryo is important, while in case of grain, endosperm is important. When we called it seed, it have to essentially meet the quality standards. But when we are saying it grain, such a quality standards are not applied here, and therefore the quality of grain is not known. So seed is tested for its planting value such as a germination percentage, purity percentage, admixture of wheat seeds, other crop seeds, seed health and seed moisture content. While when we are saying it grain, this routine seed testing is not done. So we don't know about the germination, or that is not required in case of grain. While in case of seed, the pedigree of seed is ensured. So we know the parental data of that variety or of that seed. We know their parent, grandparent, their production year and all these things. But in case of grain, this varietal purity is unknown. We don't know its parent and all the details in case of grain. The next point is seed technology. So in broadest sense, seed technology includes development of superior crop plant varieties, their evaluation and release, seed production, processing, storage, testing, certification, quality control, seed marketing, distribution, research on seed physiology, seed production, seed handling based upon modern botanical and agriculture sciences. So if we consider seed technology as a broad concept, so it will include your plant breeding, so selection of parents and up to its seed production and as well as all the things. Okay. While in narrow sense, seed technology includes techniques of seed production, seed processing, seed storage, seed testing and certification, seed marketing, distribution and related research. So in narrow sense, it includes different techniques of seed production, methods of seed processing, seed storage, testing, certification and marketing concept. So seed technology is defined as, so there are two different thoughts we are having. So first one, as per Cowan, which is given a definition in 1973, a seed technology is a discipline of study having to do with seed production. As per Cowan, he said seed technology is that discipline of study having to do with seed production, maintenance, quality and preservation. Okay. While as per Fristizer, he gave the definition in 1975. He defined seed technology as the methods through which the genetic and physical characteristic of seed could be improved. So it involves such activities as a variety development, evaluation, release, seed production, processing, storage and certification. So these are the two different thoughts. Then next point is relationship of seed technology with other sciences. So first one is genetics and plant breeding. So the plant breeders and genetists evolve new crop varieties which are high yielding and superior in resistance to diseases and pests as compared to existing varieties. So they are also associated with the maintenance of nucleus and breeder seed, grow out, test, etc. Then second branch is agronomy. So this branch is have a strong relationship with seed technology, as agronomists provide suitable package of practices for growing, harvesting, handling of seed crops in order to obtain a maximum seed yield and best possible seed quality. The next one is a horticulture. So this branch or a horticulturist provide the suitable package of practices for growing, harvesting and handling vegetable, flower and other horticultural crops to ensure maximum seed yields and best possible seed quality. Next one is a plant pathology. So the role of plant pathologist in seed production has greatly increased in recent year owing to increased as they produce and distribute disease-free seed. The plant pathologists provide the package in regard to seed treatment, plant protection measures and prophylactic measures that should be adopted in seed crops to ensure maximum possible control of diseases. Okay. The next branch is entomology. So like plant pathologists, the entomologists provide the package in regard to pest control during crop production and seed storage in order to ensure a good seed quality and minimum losses during storage. The next one is a plant or seed physiology. So the physiologists help in understanding, diagnosing various planting seed quality problems, seed development and maturation, seed storage problems, and provide deep insight and solution to these problems. So they are also associated with the development of seed germination, seed vigor and seed viability testing techniques. Next branch is agricultural economics. So the agriculture economics provide the necessary guidance in relation to seed marketing problems and thus helps in devising a suitable marketing and distribution system. The next branch is agricultural engineering. The agricultural engineers are associated with seed technology with the development of technology to manufacture indigenously the suitable seed planting harvesting machinery for seed crops and also for the seed drying, seed processing machineries. The next one is agriculture extension. So the extension agencies are involved in the popularizing the use of high quality seeds of high yielding varieties among the farming community. The next point is role of seed technology. So first one is improved seed is a carrier of new technology. Okay, the introduction of quality seed of a new variety is combined with other input significantly increase yield levels. So Feistreicher in 1975 reported yield increase to the extent of 112% in the cereals, 124% in potatoes and 142% in sugar beet in Central Europe through the use of improved seed and agricultural input. In the USA, the results achieved were still better. In India, for assistance, the cultivation of high-yielding varieties have helped to increase food production from 52 million tons to nearly 180 million tons over a period of 40 years. Okay. So it is therefore evident that the introduction of seed of new varieties raises the effect of traditional input and increase their ultimate consumption as well. Then second role is improved seed is a basic tool of secured food. Okay, the successful implementation of high yielding varieties program in India has led to a remarkable increase in production and food import from other countries have been brought down in spite of rapid increase in population. As we know that in 1965 or 66 in our country green revolution takes place that result in implementation of this high yielding varieties program which gave us a self sufficiency in food, and therefore nowadays we not need to import food grain or food from other countries. So although our population is ever growing, so this improved seed gives us a security of food production. The next one, improved seed is the principal mean to secure crop yield in less favorable areas of production. So the supply of good quality seed of improved varieties suitable to these areas is one of the few important immediate contributions of the seed technology that can make to secure high crop yield. So improved seeds or high quality seeds will give you security in the areas where you can't get the production by using your traditional way seed. Then the next one is improved seed is a medium for rapid rehabilitation of agriculture in cases of natural disaster. Okay, so widespread of flood and drought in various parts of the country as well as elsewhere have focused attention on these recurrent crises and the accompanying threats of famine and starvation. The relief operations by FAO show that it would be much more economical if the government had national seed reserve stocks at their disposal. The establishment of national seed reserve stock should receive high priority for meeting such natural calamities. So national seed stock would have a twofold role to play. They would provide improved seed in emergency period to production areas for rapid production of food grain, and second thing is the supply of seed to disaster region for resowing, as no seed would normally be available in such region. So improved seed will rapidly rehabilitate the agriculture if natural calamities are occurred in that particular region. The next point is goals of seed technology. So the major goal of seed technology is to increase agriculture production through the spread of good quality seeds of high yielding varieties. So the first goal is rapid multiplication. So increase in agriculture production through quickest possible spread of new varieties developed by the plant breeder. The time taken to make available the desired quantities of seed of improved varieties to farmers should be considered as a measure of efficiency and adequacy in the development of seed technology in the country. Then second goal is timely supply of the seed. So the improved seeds of new varieties must be made available well in time so that the planting schedule of farmer is not disturbed and they are able to use good quality seed for planting purpose. That is the another goal of seed technology. Then the third one is assured high quality of seed. This is a necessary to obtain the expected dividends from the use of seed of improved variety. So another goal is to provide a assurance about the quality of seed. That is the another goal of seed technology. The next one is reasonable price. The cost of high quality seeds should be within the reach of average farmers. So each and every farmer of the country will get a good quality seed and he can afford it and they can use for a sowing purpose. Okay. The next point is importance of seed production. So primary objective of plant breeding, you know that to develop the superior variety, and if we are having a superior varieties, the benefits can only be realized when they are grown commercially on large scale. Only having a variety and their production is only on small scale area, it will not benefit to our farming community. So it can be realized only when they are grown commercially on a large scale, and in order to grow them or in order to make their commercialization, we require the seed of that improved varieties that must be multiplied at a large scale to make that variety available, varietal seed available to the farmer for commercial cultivation. So during this multiplication of varieties for use as a seed, it is very essential that their genetic purity should be maintained in a proper way. Okay, so for best result, the farmer should use new pure seeds every few years in case of self-pollinated crops and every year for hybrid varieties, or every few years for synthetic and composite varieties in the case of cross-pollinated crops. So this would require the maintenance of seed of superior varieties in genetically pure state, which would be multiplied every year to supply new seed to farmers. It is clear that the seed of new varieties should reach the farmers in a pure and healthy state. To ensure this, elaborate seed programs exist in most of the countries. India also has a well-organized seed production program in the form of National Seed Corporation, State Seed Corporation and State Seed Certification Agencies. These organizations are responsible for seed multiplication, certification and distribution of high quality seeds. So this is all about your seed and seed technology. I hope you have understand it well. So thank you for listening and watching this video.